Stiles. They're remembering. Hi everyone, I'm Sandrine. Let's talk about Teen Wolf Season 6, Episode 3, Sundowning. Now, as you've probably noticed, Americ is not here this week. That's because he's not feeling great, so it'll just be me this week, but fear not, he should be back next week. Let's move on to the review, starting with some quick thoughts. Did anybody feel like we were spending a lot of time on the lightning rod? I feel like it has to come into play at some point because we went into all these explanations and how if you provided it with endless electricity, it would be very powerful. I feel like there's something there. I enjoy seeing Scott delegating a lot to Liam. I think we've talked about that in a previous review, how this season it feels like Scott is preparing Liam to take over for him. And so we're seeing him doing it again this episode, although it didn't turn out exactly how he was hoping it would. So maybe Liam needs a little more guidance from Scott before he just throws him in there. But I think he did the best he could, you know? I mean, the Ghost Riders are pretty badass, so. Malia is always fun to watch, and in this episode, we got some great moments with her. First of all, her turning full coyote, which I think by now we know that it's because Stiles is not her to ground her anymore. But also when she breaks into the nursing home, and then when they're possibly gonna press charges, and she's like, I could have beat him up. I decided not to. And then Lydia's like, well, that's progress, right? Chris Argent is back! I'm so excited. Every time he comes back, it means we're full on going after one of the villains and he's gonna be there to take him down. And it looks like him and Melissa will be going after the Nazi werewolf. Speaking of the Nazi werewolf, I think it pretty much confirmed in this episode that the teacher is in fact the Nazi werewolf that the Dread Doctors were keeping in their tank, and he came out of it. And he's an alpha werewolf because, you know, red eyes and stuff. At this point, we're not really sure what he's doing there. I mean, we learned that he likes to breathe in helium and eat the pineal gland from our brains, which apparently is believed to be the principal seat of the soul. I'm guessing it has to do with him trying to survive in some way or maybe regenerate or, you know, isn't it always about regeneration or living forever? Plus, who knows what the Dread Doctors were doing to him? Maybe he's a failed experiment. I mean, there's just so much we don't know about him. If you have any thoughts or theories about him, let me know in the comments. Moving on to the Ghost Riders. Holy crap! Corey made one of them visible to everyone. So pretty much whatever ability he has that allows him to see them when he goes invisible also allows him to pretty much touch them and make them visible to everybody else. There are two sides of this for me. One side is, well, Corey is going to be able to help them fight them, which is great. On the other hand, the second side is that now Corey is probably a big threat to the Ghost Riders, right? Because he's the only one that can see them when they don't want to be seen, that can literally make everyone see them. How are they not going to want to kill him? I just feel like he's in danger now. And the worst news is, because everybody saw the Ghost Rider, now everybody's going to have to be taken because they're like,
okay, we're going to take you in the back. I saw you.
Something else I want to mention also about the Ghost Riders is that we always hear a train or something to do with the train every time they're around or every time Lydia has some sort of vision. So we heard the old lady say the following stops have been canceled with the sound of a train moving. And then when Parrish was facing out with one of the Ghost Riders, he disappeared with the sound of a train. And at this point, I think even some of you mentioned as well, I think that's really where they are located or where they take people. Because in the preview, we see that the people are in some sort of underground station or something like that. So maybe that's what it is, and maybe that's how Lydia will eventually find Stiles and everybody that's been taken. Oh, and I want to mention one quick thing about Parrish. What was he doing with the gun? He's shooting at the Ghost Rider. Obviously, this is not working. Hello? You're a hellhound. How about you burst into fire? I'm just saying. Thankfully, it looks like he's actually going to use his Hellhound powers next week. Let's move on to Stiles' name. So last week, a lot of you commented on our review about the word mischief, because that's what Lydia wrote that eventually spelt Stiles. Mischief, I don't think is his name, although executive producer Jeff Davis did say that the word was not chosen randomly. So it has something to do with Stiles' name. And in this episode, we got another clue about what it is. It's actually his mother's, Claudia's father's name, because Sheriff Zielinski thought he was a great father, a great man, so he wanted his son to be named the same thing. Although it sounds like his name might not be that exciting, because Claudia was like, why would you do that? That's just mean. Plus, she adds that he would be known as Stiles anyway, which is such a great moment because it gives us, the audience, some information about Stiles' name, but it also gives a clue as to who Stiles is to Scott, who's trying to figure out what's going on, who disappeared. So what did you think of the episode? Do you have any new thoughts on what Stiles' name could possibly be? What about Corey? Do you think the ghostwriters will be coming after him? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. It's always very helpful to us. We always really appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye! I did find it interesting that the sheriff's father didn't forget Stiles. I mean, when he's obviously lucid and remembering things, the ghostwriters weren't able to affect his memory. So now I'm even more confused as to how this whole erasing thing works. I don't know.